Okay. Well, we'll put down a... Oh, geez. So when I'm way out here, the music also does quiet after all, as was said, but like I can't get very close without it doing that. So where do I want to even put this? Kind of out towards the edge of town, but I don't know, I just think it's bizarre to have a cemetery right in the middle of a residential area. Despite the fact that in the game mechanics they actually do like that. It's just really weird. I can't think of where I'd actually want to put it. How about we do a separate road? And it won't go all the way, but it'll go far enough. We can just put something here, and then maybe we can put... well, I can't put small parks, but I can put trees or something here. They need electricity. For now, we'll just put temporary power lines until I build a connector here that will push it over. There's a fire going on. We didn't have any fires until I put the damn fire station down. I think it's kind of weird, those tweets complaining about having a forestry industry in there, when in this game we don't actually deforest the area. They grow their own. This, I would be worried more about what's going on to the ground here than worried about what's going on over here. I guess, you know, maybe this kind of works out because all the trees are soaking up that CO2, but the pollution is probably not good for them, as these ones here are indicating. So we could actually start doing some policies. Doing, isn't there a policy for, like, clean energy or something? Something around here. I don't know. I feel like there's an awful lot still that we're not really... I'm not focusing on right now at all.
Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area soon.
Oh, good. Good. That's fantastic. It's about to happen. So we're gonna get a flood here. Here it is. Here it is. Oh.
An earthquake is occurring. Don't panic and wait for help if you are in the affected area.
Seems to be causing a little bit of the fire over here. It is definitely messing with the river. Okay. Can I fill that in? I think I've got some of the landscaping left over. Now, I've got infinite landscaping, but I think I dug so much of the land that I should have extra dirt if I was playing that. This is not working out. Where's the level? That is definitely not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. Why isn't it... Shouldn't it be taking the current level that I'm on and then push it to the other side? What the hell? Is that not leveler? Soften terrain, level terrain. Yeah. Yeah, we experienced an earthquake. I just put a hill in where there was no hill because it wouldn't level properly. What the hell? What the hell? Why is it so hard? I'm barely touching it and it just freaks out on me. Okay, you know what? I think we're just gonna leave that as it is. I'm gonna have to do something with this a little bit later. Definitely doesn't do leveling like you would expect it to, and apparently I need a fire department out here as well because holy crap. Probably not a bad idea actually just to have one. Maybe right at the intersection here. Good idea. That'll give us double coverage. Okay, Pocket Ninja, thanks for stopping by. Hello, Shine the Diamond. You get to join us in a very exciting point in this city when everything is about to be destroyed before it actually develops. Man, I have got problems right now, but I think it's maybe time to move on and expand, especially since we need to be thinking about some other things here. So let's go ahead and do just a brand new major expansion. Let's get started on this cross that I thought of. I didn't want it on that side though, did I? No. So let's go bring it back over here. Right in the earthquake zone. Let's maybe get that to about there. Okay. So now, I would like to maybe start thinking about future infrastructure. Let's think about putting in the tramway, one tramway, that goes all the way down this. It is not proper angle. Okay. So this is going to be my central area, and then this is where I would like to begin doing the, I probably should have actually just straightened that up because now it's completely off kilter. Whatever. This is where I'd like to start doing the one-ways. Let's think about maybe these one-ways. And so we'll have that. And I think downtown is where I'm going to start making it a little bit tighter. So in order to make that happen, I want a gap that's like right about here. So this will go all the way down. And then, in order to gain that same setup, we're going to have to go like right here. Well, it's probably easier to take it all the way down here. And then we'll just go through here. There. So at some point, then, I will also have to figure out where I want to put my middle section. 2-lane road with tram tracks. What did I just put down here? Was this not one with a tram? Ah, it's because I was doing a 4-lane road. Okay. That's fine. That's actually fine. So then, just kind of pick something that looks central. And you can't do a full road like that. I do it like that, and then we'll bring it back just a little bit, because I'll probably want to do either a road or a tunnel, or a bridge or a tunnel to get over that. And I do not know how this tramway is going to work. Does it actually have... Oh yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So let's go back to one-ways, and let's make these one-ways... Right now I've actually just got regular one-ways, but let's make the cross one-ways look a little bit different. So they'll be over by 4. Okay, and of course we have to go back in and do this. Okay, so this is kind of what I was thinking. It's not quite what I was thinking. But I think that this will kind of help with traffic flow with higher density, because it will give you an option to get on a side street and still be close to some of the main goings-on without actually being stuck in this. And the thing I like about the one-ways too is that it generally means they can be faster speed. I don't know if the game simulates that. I doubt it. But then we'll do a grid of just regular roads on the side of that. Although, well, okay, so I could do a grass median just for a visual difference. But isn't there one with bike lane or something? Ooh, monorail would be fun. Are bike lanes only on the... Ah, that's a bike lane. So in theory... Okay, I guess that doesn't have to be activated for it to snap. In theory, you would have lesser congestion further from the center point. So like as a bicyclist, rather than going down this road, you would go over a couple blocks and then get in. But I think that maybe buses, because buses and taxis, I guess those are only on the larger ones. Is that because they need to have a separate lane? Looks like. Okay. I have to think about that. Maybe maybe a little bit further out in the square I'll put another 4-laner. Because right now these are just the 2-laners, which the 2-laners ultimately act like the 4-lane because you're just going in one direction side by side, effectively the same as this. But now you're clamping this down to just 2. But I think that's kind of how I want this section of town. We'll just we'll start piecing it over here, piecing it over there. We'll see how that works. What are you telling me here? Oh, okay. That's kind of an important thing. Where is the proper road for that? Not that. This is the road. So it goes this way. Okay. And then this one also needs to be there. Okay. So that's all good and ready to go. Where am I at? Bike lanes. Bike lanes, bike lanes. So I'd actually want to let's test it this way instead. Something like that, something like that. I mean, the bike lane thing I don't really think is going to be effective in a square or circle. I think that any kind of transport is actually going to be more effective in a long kind of setup. So I don't know. Really in the bike lanes, I don't know, are going to be super effective. I'm thinking this is going to be a lot more commercial office down here. So is there an awful lot of bike traffic we're going to be expecting there? I'm not so sure. Maybe we don't want that. But what I do want is to maybe get started with some office. We're going to need to set up our infrastructure over here. I can see this becoming a problem immediately. Can we produce our own power over here? A little bit. Not super effectively. In fact, it really would be better to kind of have our own dedicated... Well, maybe I could do a hilltop here instead. At some point, I think I'm just going to have to hunker down and do a lot more power, either through a plant or... I mean, we do have a solar power plant available, and it does not affect me to spend the money. We also have nuclear. Which, if I keep it far enough away from this constantly inundating river, then that might actually be okay. We got a nice flat spot out here. Yeah, you know what? Why keep fighting it? Let's just go ahead and do something like that, which means I'm probably going to need to do another clove relief. I forgot how to set that up. Let's do that first. There we go. Yeah, I mean, you know, technically it's a shade of green. And it is healthier for us than these others. So, the question is, how do I want to get to it? I think as a power plant, it's probably good to have it connected via the highway. That would mean I would need to put in another cloverleaf. But maybe I should do that anyway, because then at the end here, if we do have... oh god. The game doesn't like me not completing my first project. Just run this down here for a minute. Water. Let's actually not make this a complete mess. Try and keep it somewhat going correctly. Alright. It still doesn't seem to have power, but it should have water now. I really don't like how proximity is not enough to get it power. Okay, anyway, back to the roads. We need to be doing something like another cloverleaf here, because if I'm putting my city center at the end of this road, and I'm not sure that's where I'm going to put it, but nonetheless, I'm going to have a traffic way over here. And so I think maybe that'll be a good place to start, is bringing it in on that end and on this end. And then I can just have some roadways going out this way as I expand the square. I really ought to just do that right now. Just finish it all. That way I know what I've got and where I can go. This is a bit of a waste, unfortunately. So, okay, so that's where we're looking. We can connect to the next setup. With that in mind, if I ever do connect to this highway, that means that we're going to have to kind of redo a little bit of this. I did not want this to be a major highway, but we kind of set it up that way. It's 6 lanes, so maybe we'll just convert that back into a highway that connects over to there. I don't know, it's kind of bad for those people to do that, but otherwise we gotta dig a tunnel and a bridge and all sorts of messed up stuff. I think this would create enough of a bypass that it would connect there, and then whatever we do with that, we can't actually go very far with that, unfortunately. You know, I mean, looking at it there, I know that's just blue for like the haze or whatever, but even if I did get the mod that allows me to unlock the entire actual map, I feel like we'd just be surrounded by water. Okay, so I'm going to pause this now, and we're going to put that thing in. Where did I want this, actually? Maybe right here? Kind of bends a little bit nicer there. How about we do that? We'll just do something like that. Okay. And then we'll take oh, I picked the wrong one again. Why do I always do that? Because the arrows is what throws me off. Right, this one. Ugh, I don't like it, but I don't want to fix it right now. What did we do here? Just created a terrible mess for myself. Okay. All of this so that we can put something out here to gain a little power. Do I want to do another 6-lane? I don't see why not. Something to connect. That is not even a 6-lane. Oh boy. I mean, I could just loop it. It's too bad I can't just make my own actual mega roundabout. I would have to build it out of roads to make a roundabout that would do what I want. Let's do something like that. Yeah, actually, let's use this two-way, or the 2-lane, because then I can do something like. Where is? There. I can do something like this, where it will come in. We can get rid of that. And then we'll have sort of a secondary service road along the back. Speaking of service road, isn't there a dirt path? There is a dirt path. Is it this? I don't think I want it actually connected into there. Okay, Wandering Duo, thanks. I actually do think that I'm probably going to be done here in a minute too. I think it's been fairly successful, but hopefully I do plan to do this next week as well, so hopefully we'll be a little more organized. Let me finish this off first, this terrible whatever I'm creating here. Because I honestly don't even really know. Let's do power. Nuclear plant. Right there. Because everyone will love to drive by that and see that we are a modern city. Perfect. I bet it needs water too. You know, for the whole cooling thing. Okay. So hopefully that will completely take up all of our problems that we had, and we won't have to worry about that again for some time. Only know here in a minute. Just finish this off real quick with a little bit of a residential area. course. Have to keep fighting that. Okay. Watch that go away. And the office center of the city is building up very horribly. I probably should have leveled this before I did this nonsense. But whatever. I mean, we've got a gaping hole in the ground over here that will probably never be fixed. It's a pressure relief hole is what it is. It's like when you got a crack in your windshield and you drill a hole so that the crack stops spreading. That's what we're doing here. This is an anti-earthquake device. Yeah, downtown does seem like it's starting, but now we've got the education crisis because we don't have the kind of people who can actually work in these buildings. So we're going to have to put that down, and that could create its own set of problems because once you put down an education building, suddenly everyone gets educated. And I think that's going to be the next crisis, is that we are not going to have enough people to work the industry. They're all going to want to work way over here, and this has got to be a pain in the butt, too. I've got to figure out a better way to get people to work. Although, you know, 3-lane highway seems like it would be pretty speedy. Yeah, actually, I probably should. Well, because I could make it a district, but I don't know, aside from just like the ordinances, I'm not really sure what districting does. You know, how it would help me to do the separate the education, because I think that, you know, it does, when you put down buildings, it does show you sort of the effective radius, but I think that it still lets them go there. Like, they could still get there if it's connected to a road. Or am I thinking of SimCity? Maybe it was SimCity that did that. No, because it was SimCity where you needed to put down bus stops to get everyone to go to school, right? I don't even remember. Some of these games just have a little bit too much nuance to them, and they just don't work the way you'd think. But that is one thing I did actually like about SimCity, was that you could prevent sort of the everyone gets to cram into the same school thing just by saying, okay, this district effectively is only serviced by these buses. But I think we're going to have a problem here. And then I'm going to have to set up my own police and fire infrastructure and all that stuff over here. And then, of course, probably do some high-density buildings for residential, just so they can actually work near their jobs. That's actually kind of what I was thinking of doing over here. You know, when I was separating a little bit of commercial within a residential area, I wanted to try and change doing the layout from what I've done in previous city building games, where I just do large districts of commercial and all that stuff. I want it to be a little bit more flowy for people, so when they live next to their jobs, when they live next to the shops that they can go to, I'm thinking that'll help a lot with traffic later on in the game. And it might just be more effective anyway. I think this game still suffers from the same thing that SimCity does, which is outside congestion. I know that was a major issue that I had in the SimCity Let's Play, was that the highway was just a constant string of cars, and eventually I couldn't get anyone to supply my industries or my commercial buildings. And I feel like that was also kind of a thing with this. I don't know, that Let's Play was like 5 years ago now, so it's been a while, but anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm in a weird spot right now with this, because I'm refamiliarizing myself with the game. I'm trying to do something different than how I normally do the city layouts, and then just the format of doing this stream. It's a little bit different and makes it a lot harder to concentrate. But I don't know. I think so far this turned out all right. I think it was a good decision to start over, that's for sure. Because, I mean, we actually had money, but if I had gone infinite, I mean, how long have I been in the hole? Probably long enough that I would not have enough money. Is this my expenses? Oh yeah, we would have been in the hole a long time ago. But I think this is going to be more conducive to this kind of format, just because I will have you know, the freedom to be able to just not focus on something and just kind of take it more casually. But it has been 3 hours now, which is actually a lot longer than I had expected or anticipated to be doing this. So I think it's probably time to call it here. Everyone can enjoy their afternoon, evening, or morning, depending upon where you are right now. I do appreciate those of you that came out. There weren't a lot, but it was better than none or one, which is good. I just need to figure out how to do this. You know, I think that once I get the flow for how the streaming works, it'll be a little bit better, because I honestly just feel like I'm all over the board. Maybe doing a sit down of 3 hours in a row is not the way to do this. Maybe do an hour with a break every now and then is how you're supposed to do this. I don't know. But yeah, so I think it's I don't know that I have a whole lot of merch. See, the thing about me and where I am as I guess an online personality is that it's still very much casual for me. So I don't really have merch because I don't really have anything to build merch around. From what I've seen of YouTubers and streamers, I mean, I could just put, you know, my name on a t-shirt or whatever and sell that, but a lot of shirts that I see are based upon moments and memes and things that just sort of develop, you know, that kind of happen, or, you know, memorable moments in a series or whatever. Like, I don't think I have a lot of that. I mean, if it becomes a trend that we constantly have freaking tsunamis coming down the river, do some river surfing in River City, that might be a fun t-shirt. I could do something like that. Definitely seems like we have that. What is going on here? Why does this happen? That's crazy. But I don't know. That's I guess that's something that I might have to cultivate a little bit more. Because I just don't, you know, again, I'm still not sure how much of an involvement I want to put into this. I don't see myself becoming a full-time streamer, but at the same time, I don't know, I mean, maybe I'll end up doing more streaming than I will YouTube series, because the YouTube series thing is a lot more time intensive, let's say, just because the series goes on for so long, you have to finish the game, whereas, you know, obviously this stream alone proves that this is a lot more casual. But, I don't know. I still have a lot of games I want to do on my YouTube channel, so I don't see this replacing it immediately. But I also have a lot of games that I do want to do the stream with. You know, like I said in my update video, I've got Trucking Simulator, so maybe next week I'll do a Sunday stream for that. I do have Tabletop Simulator, so if we can get enough people involved, we can maybe do something with that. But I think before branching out into other things too, I do just need to kind of focus on a little bit more of the the basics of streaming and all that. I don't know what I would do for Tabletop Simulator, honestly. I think it would just depend on whatever games we could find. The reason I even bought that game is specifically to play Kingdom Death Monster, because I saw that. It's super expensive. I was kind of interested in looking at it. Super expensive in real life, but it's everywhere. You've got everything on Tabletop Simulator. But there are several other games that are, I mean, literally thousands of games that are available in the workshop. So, I don't know. I mean, it could be anything, really. So I guess if I take this format, you know, maybe for having first few games, you know, the first hour could be one game, and then maybe take a break, either a half hour or another hour, with something just sort of as a palate cleanser, like tabletop or whatever, and then play a second game for the third hour. I really didn't expect to do this beyond 1 or 2 hours, but 3 hours actually went by pretty quick. So I don't know. I would like to do enough streaming, though, to become an affiliate. You need to have like 7 or 8 hours a week worth of streams before they'll make you an affiliate on Twitch. Being a partner is very time intensive. You basically have to be full-time, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, I felt like I had fun. It was not a lot got accomplished, but I feel like maybe that's going to be kind of my downfall too. Is yeah, I do spend a lot of time planning and thinking, and especially the thinking out loud, and then I mean that's kind of detracting, I think, a lot from making this go anywhere. This is basically just a talking time kind of stream so far, but I think that just like YouTube, as I become more used to it, I'll find the groove, and it'll be a little bit easier to do things with. And you know, I don't think it's just me either, because I've seen some of the Twitch VODs, and you know, the streamers that interact a lot with their audience are also not totally focused on the game itself necessarily, and the game itself does also take a long time. So I think that's why you know, I've got a set of games now that I will set aside specifically for streaming, because I think, you know, a game like City Skylines or Planet Coaster or whatever, I think is suited to this format. I think it'll be a lot better, you know, something that I can kind of just let run itself for a while without really worrying too overly much about having to focus and you know, do like a regular Let's Play. So I think this turned out all right. Like I said, I just need to have a little more practice at it is all. Figure out where I want to start maybe breaking it up and all that. So okay, well, I think we should probably close this one down now. I don't think I'm not going to get much more out of this from me at the moment. I still feel like this is even too sporadic for me to really feel comfortable with either, but because like I said, I do like to build this up as I go. And kind of make it a whole. So this next thing that I'm doing here is kind of a new way of doing it for me. But you know, this is a new format, a new everything. So I have to get used to that, because I've been doing the YouTubing thing for 8 years now, 9 years. I think it was, yeah, it's almost 9 years. Jesus. So it's going to be a little bit of a different habit forming thing. Okay, well, that's enough rambling. So, again, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. I know this was a lot longer than I had advertised, so again, we'll figure out the timing and what is acceptable, and probably going to have to figure out how to advertise a little bit better on my YouTube and whatever. Maybe get Twitter going. Anyway, just something that I can get that going. But all right, so have a good night, afternoon, morning, whatever time zone you're in. Oh boy. Oh, how? I need to. There we go. Okay, trying to get out of that screen and get over to my actual recording software. Okay, so with that very unprofessional ending, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.